Vinash, I think we can get started. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Hey everyone. Firstly, thank you for joining on a Saturday evening, and it's a like test match between India and England is going on. So if you are cricket fans, then you are making a sacrifice, right? But thank you all for joining. This is the stock screening masterclass, and I'll first give a brief about myself. I am Avinash. I handle the content and marketing part at Sharply. So I do research on sector stocks as well as I handle the content and marketing part. Right. Without wasting any time, let's get started. The presentation agenda is we will keep this session for everyone. So even if you are someone who is just beginning your stock market journey, then we will have a brief about the concept of what stock screening is. So the first few minutes will be focused on that part, that what stock screening is, why stock screening is important for investor as well as traders, and then we will go slightly into depth and analyze what other like types of stock screens are there. And then what we will do is we will have a demo. So we are not going to just focus on the theory. We will see real world example of various types of screen, how you can create them, how you can test them, how you should approach screening based on your investing style and so on. Right. But one more thing is that names of the stock mentioned in this session are only for the educational purpose, are not for investment, are not considered as, should not be considered as an investment advice. Right. So whatever we are discussing, purely educational content. Right. And I am not a SEBI registered analyst. The company that I work for is a SEBI registered company. So before investing in any company or anything that we discuss, just like take the help of a financial advisor or do the analysis on your own in detail before investing, right? So before starting, one more thing that I would like to clarify is what we are not going to do. So as I mentioned, we are not going to talk about stock tips or like hot picks that this is the sector to go for and so on. We are not chasing quick profits or guaranteed returns, anything like that. Because what I'll do is after creating the screen, I'll show you the back testing. So in back testing, you will be able to see how much returns the strategy based on the screen that we have created has generated. But those past return are not guaranteed future returns, right? The
Yeah.
third part is that we are not doing deep dive into any financial statements line by line. The focus is on screening. And again, we are not promoting any stock or investment product, right? So this session is purely about how to think, how to filter, and how to build your own stock screens based on investment profile. Because what happens is we all are different types of investors. Some of us are savvy investors managing or investing large sums of money. Some of us are traders. So screening is helpful for every type of investing professional, right? You can be trader, investor, anything. So let's move on. So first part is what is stock screening, right? So if you are new, then this slide will be useful. That stock screening is the process of filtering stock based on the specific criteria to identify right stocks for that matches your strategy, basically. So if you are an intraday trader, your screening methodology will be completely different to someone who is a value investor. If you are a momentum investor, then you will chase those stocks that value investor will avoid. So stock screening is basically identifying right set of investment ideas based on your investment strategy. And what happens is in Indian market, there are more than 5,000 listed companies. So stock screening help you cut through those stocks and focus on the stocks that are that are right for your investing style. So basically there are all the stocks are there, then and this is the basically the screening part, that I might filter stocks based on good valuation and strong earnings, and then this becomes my investable shortlist. So then I'll focus only on those stocks, right? So second part is, why do you need stock screening? So as I mentioned, 5,000 plus stocks. You can't manually analyze each stock. right? And screening saves time and effort by narrowing your universe, basically. Because what happens is once we move on the examples part, you will see that you will have 100, 200 stocks. So again, you won't be investing in all those 100 or 200 stocks, but you have narrowed down your universe. So then you will be primarily focusing on only those set of companies. Screening also helps maintain discipline in your investment process. So what happens is some those who are new in the market, this will more relatable to them. But most of us begin investing or trading by in types of like friends or some colleague or any social media, telegram groups, etc. But once you start screening stocks based on your own investment framework, once you start building that, you won't have to rely on those parts, right? So it helps us maintain the discipline. And another important thing is it enables data driven decision making, not gut based. So again, what happens is if you don't do screening, then let's say if you see a breakout, you will immediately chase that stock to invest or trade. But if you have screener in place where you are having some sort of let's say financial quality check is there, then you won't be falling for those false breakouts, and then probability will reduce, right? So it will enable the data driven decision making. And again, screening can be customized to suit your personal investment goals and risk appetite. So if, as I mentioned, if you're a momentum trader, then you will be happy to chase stocks that have given more than 15-20% return, or stocks that are trading, let's say 60-70 PE. You will be fine enough with them as an trading ideas. But if you are a value investor, then your screen will be entirely different. So whether you are a value investor, growth seeker, or a momentum trader, stock screening is your first step toward clarity. Because uh, at the end of the day, we need to have a list of stocks that we can focus on and then find the right ideas based on our investing style. Right. So now the three types of stock screen that you should know. So there are multiple other types as well, but ideally stock screens can be divided into three parts. The first type is fundamental screens. The second part is technical screens, and the third part is Technofunda screens. So we mix both fundamental and technical in Technofunda screens. So fundamental screens basically will focus primarily on a company's financials and valuation metrics. You won't be caring about how the stock is doing technically. So how the price is moving, price is depressed or not, is stock rallying or not. You primarily solely focus on financials of the company, how the business is growing, and valuation, if the company is available at a comfortable valuation or not. In the technical screening, you won't care about financials. You will just chase technical breakouts. You will try to find high momentum stocks. So you will try to find chart patterns, let's say, a head and shoulder breakout or a flag breakout. There are multiple types of chart patterns, right? So you will be chasing that, but you won't care about is the financials of the company good, or is the valuation favorable right now or not. What you will focus on is price and volume. And Technofunda is best of both worlds. So most of the sophisticated investors use Technofunda screens, right? Because it has best of both. You also focus on financials, as well as you also focus on technicals as well. So not only just caring about how the business is growing, but you will also care about how the stock price is moving. And we will see examples of all this type of screens, right? So let's focus in detail in one by one. So the first part is fundamental screen, where you are solely focusing on business health, right? So the primary metrics you will be focusing on is revenue growth, profitability, return ratio, so ROE, ROCE, and then valuation measures like PE ratio, PB ratio, EV to EBITDA ratio. There are multiple other ratios as well. But growth, returns, valuation, then balance sheet strength. So you will be looking at how much debt has how much debt is there in the company, is the interest coverage ratio is fine enough or not. And that's not just it, you also have to look at the quality and consistency of the earnings. So what happens is, let's say if the business is inherently not good, but due to some specific order win, or let's say if they uh, sell like if they sell a particular asset of the business, then what can happen is in one of quarters their earning growth will be very strong. But you have to check the past as well. So how is the company growing consistently, or is the company is just showing one of quarters that it has reported recently, right? So you have to check quality as well as the consistency of the earnings. And here primarily use cases means the types of investors that use only like focus primarily on fundamental screens are like, if you are into purely long term investing, you won't care about technicals. Then if you are primarily focus on, let's say, wealth building portfolios, so if you are creating a diversified portfolio, then your primary focus won't be on the price of the stock. Your primary portfolio will be on the entry and exit conditions, how you are constructing the portfolio, what is the rebalancing frequency and all. So for wealth building portfolios, fundamental screen is a good option. And then if you are a value investor or invest primarily focusing on quality companies, then fundamental screens is a good option. The second one is technical screens. Right here, as I mentioned, price and volume data is used to find trade setup. So this is primarily used by traders. You won't find many investors using only technicals, right? Because if you are investing, then you are going to own the company. And let's say if you are going to own the company, you have to analyze the financials of the business, right? So this is primarily for traders. Here, what you will be doing is you will be using multiple metrics and functions, etc., available to you. So there are moving averages. You will be using metrics and functions like RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands. You will be looking for breakouts. You'll be looking for crossovers, so EMA crossovers, or you will be looking for volume spikes, right? So this type of stock screens will be primarily useful for those who are into, that's a swing trading. You are into trend following you're looking for trend following setups. If you are into, let's say, short term setups, so if you are doing intraday trading, then primarily you will be focusing on uh, technical screens, right? And the third part is Technofunda screens. So best of both worlds. Here, what you will be doing is you will be combining both. So strong earnings plus breakout on charts. Or else, under another example can be, you look at valuation with bullish RSI. So if RSI started increasing, the slope of RSI is going like upwards. Then third example can be, let's say you are focusing on high quality plus bullish price volume action. So you first focus on business analysis and then check conditions like if the stock is trading near highs or not, right? And this is ideal use cases for this type of screens are momentum investing. And then if you are into, let's say, medium term positional trade, so if you are holding companies for, let's say, 6 to 9 months based on their earnings or based on earnings plus the technical setups, right? So uh, all this type all these screens are ideally served for different type of investment personas, right? So this is basically about the screens. And now we are going to focus primarily on creating the screen. So before we switch to tabs, I'll just give you a brief about what Sharply is. So we are a data-driven investment research platform for stocks, MFs, and ETFs. We have What we are trying to do is democratize the industrial grade tools for retail investors. So we have very unique tools and very powerful tools as well for uh, stocks research, MF research, ETF research. And example includes, and I'll show you the screeners, factor model, strategy builder, backtesting engine. Even if you are a passive investor, we have tools for MF and ETF research as well. right? So what I'll do is now we will jump to creating the screens on our own. So till now we have covered what basically stock screening is, why stock screening is important, and what are primarily the type of stock screens, right? So I'll stop sharing and start sharing. So, yeah, okay. So my screen is visible, I think. Yeah. Okay. So now what we'll do is we will focus on creating the screens, right? So let's say if you are a totally new investor, we have two builders on our side, basic builder, and then second is advanced builder. Now, if you are into investing for more than, let's say, a year or two, you should be familiar with the terms of financial statements, what are the metrics, what are the functions, and so on. But if you are a totally new investor, we have this basic builder built for you, where we have created sections of metrics. So we have categorized metrics based on various like valuation metrics, metrics related to momentum, and there are these are quality related metrics, growth related metrics, performance related. So we have more than 400 metrics. And if you click on any of them, you will have a description here as well. So this will help you get started with stock screening, right? And if you are savvy, a slightly bit advanced into stock market, then advanced builder will work for you. So we will start with fundamental screens, right? So here what we can do is we have different types of option available, right? So if let's say you are primarily focusing on companies that have reported recent quarters earning, then you can filter stocks based on latest quarters earning. But right now we are create like not focusing on just earning based setup, right? On top of that, you have to first step of screening is defining the universe. Right now we will use all the stocks as our universe, but if you are, let's say, a bit conservative investors, then conservative investor, then what you will try to do is you will try to limit your universe. So let's say you will be investing in only Nifty 500 companies. So you can select universe as Nifty 500 companies. Then we will be focusing on those 500 companies only, and then try to filter out, let's say, 15, 20 stocks based on our screening condition, right? So, but we are not doing that for now. What we will do is we will have this condition that, let's say, market cap is greater than 1,000 crores. What this will do is this will remove very small companies from our screening, because what happens is for very small companies there is not much public data available. For us, the price fluctuations are also very high in small companies. So ideally, you can have this as a 500 crore as well, but right now we will use 1,000 crore. So first filter is market cap is above 1,000 crore. Second filter can be return on equity for, let's say, trailing 12 months. Most recent 4 quarters should be greater than 15. Right. What we can do is we can take the average of this. So ROE, 3-year average. So past 3 years ROE's average should be also greater than 15. So we are now looking for slightly more consistent uh, ROE trend, right? And one more condition that we can add is again, brief about ROE is ROE gives you how much return the shareholders are generating. So it considers only equity in the calculation. ROCE will consider both equity as well as debt. So let's say ROCE trailing 12 months should also be greater than at least, let's say, again, 15%, right? And then what we have done till now is this primarily are the return ratios. So we have focused on quality part. Right now, we can add a valuation related metric. So let's say PE trailing 12 months. So PE ratio should be less than 40. right? Because we don't want to overpay for the companies that we invest in, right? So PE should be less than 40. And one more thing that we can add is something related to growth. So what we can add is sales growth year on year should be at least greater than 10%. So we don't want to invest in those companies that are not growing. Right. So this is an example of a basic fundamental screen. Now, what do I mean by basic is we have not used any advanced techniques in this screen. We are directly using the metrics that are primarily financial metrics and comparing it with numbers. Right. So we are having just a direct comparison here for metrics. So ROE should be greater than 15%. ROE 3-year average should also be greater than 15%. Now, stock screening also have some disadvantage. The first disadvantage is what you will have here is, let's say if the ROCE of the company is 14.9, then if all the other criteria are fulfilled, the stock won't be there, right? So this is the issue of edge case, but it's that it will be there for every type of screen, right? So uh, this is just the basic screen. Now you can click on run and check that these are the 125 companies that fulfills this criteria. Right now, what you can do is you can exclude stocks that are in the ASM GSM framework, because some investors avoid investing in those kind of stocks. Right. So if I click on them again, then let's say 9 stocks were in the ASM and GSM framework. So now we have 116 stocks. And if you check at this list, there are good names, because this is a decent screen. We are focusing on quality as well as value as well as business momentum. Right. So companies like Nippon Asset, Nippon Life, then Godfrey Philip, and some PSU banks are there, Reddington, ABSL AMC. So Deepak Fertilizer is there, IEX, there are multiple decent companies here, right? And what you can do on Sharply is, right now there are 116 companies. But let's say if you want to replay this screen on a particular day, I can select a particular day. Let's say on 5th of June, how many companies were there? So there were 112 companies. This is a fundamental screen, so this won't be very useful, but it will be useful in technical screens, and I'll show you how you can use this replay feature. And you can also analyze the trend by selecting, between 2 dates. So let's say for last 10 days, you want to check the trend. The numbers will be similar because this is a purely fundamental screen. But let's say if you are focusing on the technical screen, let's say stocks that have moved 3% in a day, then if the trend is declining, that means the momentum of the market is slowing down, right? So you can use it as an indicator as well. You can use your screens that way as well. But this is a decent enough basic fundamental screen. Now, why am I saying it's decent enough? Because we can check the quality by backtesting the screen. So as you can see, the green line is the benchmark, the blue line is our portfolio. And you will ask, how have we created this portfolio from this screen? So here are the conditions. So uh, let's say minimum number of stocks I have not entered, but I will be rebalancing. I'll be investing in these stocks and then rebalancing every quarter on first of this month, right? And Nifty 50 is my benchmark. You can change all this and you can back test again. But if you just check the results, if we create a stock portfolio from these stocks, the portfolio has outperformed the benchmark by almost more than double the returns, right? Again, as I mentioned, these are not like guaranteed returns. Like if you build this screen and start investing, there is no guarantee that you will generate the returns, right? But decent enough screen, because we are outperforming the benchmark in a longer run. Now, I can show you in 1 month we are doing well, but in the 6-month time frame, Nifty 50 has outperformed, right? But for 3 years, the returns are decent. So this was the first basic screen that is related to only fundamental screening. Now, what I can show you is another example of fundamental screen, but in this, we will not just compare ROE with a number, right? We will be using slightly advanced functions that are available to us. So we have functions like you can take the median of a metric, you can take the average, you can compare it with period highs and lows, and so on. So now we will focus on that type of screen. So I have this screen available here with me. Now this screen is primarily to filter out the strong stocks that have reported strong results as well, right? So what I can do is I can check this part as well, that I'll only focus on those companies that have reported their latest quarterly numbers, right? And now for the first condition, what I'm doing here is I am taking the I'm using now we are going slightly advanced. So what we are doing now is we are using the median function, right? And we are taking median of the sales growth year on year of all stocks in the industry. So there are different types of industries in the market. There are sectors that are industry groups, and then there are industries. So let's say private banks is one industry, public sector bank is another industry, auto ancillary is another industry, right? So industry by industry, we are taking the median of the sales growth year on year of all the stocks. Okay. And then what we are writing here is that median of the sales growth year on year should be greater than zero. So if the median is less than zero, that means the industry is not doing well. So we want to avoid those kind of stocks, right? So a median sales growth year on year should be greater than zero. Median profit growth year on year should be also greater than zero. Again, we are using the same function, but the metric is different, right? So median sales and profit growth of the industry should be greater than zero. So writing this first two conditions, what we are doing is we are removing the industries itself. Those industries with less than 0% median sales and profit growth on a year-on-year time frame will be removed from the screen, right? And then what we are doing is we are comparing sales growth of the company with the median of the industry. So what we have done is we have removed, first of all, we have removed uh, industries with negative growth, and then we are trying to filter out companies that are growing at a higher rate compared to median. Right. So sales growth year on year should be greater than median sales growth of the industry. And again, profit growth year on year should be also greater than median of the profit growth of the industry. So with these two conditions, we are focusing on companies that are growing at a faster rate compared to the industry, basically. Right. So, and then again, we are putting the condition of market cap greater than 1,000. You will find this condition in almost all of my screens because I personally do not investing in companies less than 1,000 crore market cap. Right. So, and fourth part is this is a technical condition. You can remove it from here as well. But what I have done here is I am not focusing on those companies which are more than 15% down from their 52-week high. So basically, this condition shows us that, right? We can remove this for now as well and focus only on this fundamental screen, and then we can run. And there are 184 companies. So again, this becomes your investable list. Now, some of the we shared a form, and some of you filled that how to screen for positional trades, swing trades, how you can screen stocks. So this becomes your screening list. Now what you can do is you can have this chart, go to this chart view, so you can directly look at the charts of the screen stocks that we have. And as you can see, this Mahindra and Mahindra is giving a breakout, sorry. So a breakout is there. ITC not so good. ICICI Bank decent chart. potential breakout is there. Then these laboratories, decent chart. So this becomes your universe if you are into, let's say, uh, you know, result based or earnings based positional trading or swing trading. Right. So in this, what we have used is we have used functions like median. You can also use functions like we have, if you go to docs here and you go to functions, there are all kind of functions are there, and we will use some of them in this in our technical screens as well. Right. So this is slightly, let's say, slightly advanced version of a stocks fundamental stock screen. Another example that I can give you is we have created a screen based on the investment strategy of uh, Big Bull of India, Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. So he was primarily focused on factors like strong business fundamentals, then business growth, quality, and reasonable valuation. Now we are capturing this, we are doing this in this screen. So as you can see here, I am not, my in my previous screens the filter was 1,000 crore. Now the filter is even higher, so 2,000 crore is there. Then sales TTM CAGR, so sales growth for past 5 years should be greater than CAGR should be greater than 10%. Then these are again focusing on the quality of the business. So this is quality front, right? Then this again, he was not, fond of investing in companies with very high debt. So you can use debt to equity ratio for this. So there are multiple ratios for cash flow, for balance sheet strength, for earning strength, and all, right? So operating margin is another metric that you can use. So this is basically a screen based on the investment framework of Mr. Jhunjhunwala. And again, here, as you can see, right, in the previous example, we use median for growth. Right now, we are using median for valuation. So now what I'm doing is I am filtering those companies whose P ratio is less than the median of the industry. Right. And then we have these 20 companies. Right. So some decent names here as well. So few tech names, few defense names, pharma, Oberoi Realty. So this might be the stocks in which he would, he would consider these names as an investment opportunity. So this is a framework based on him, and again you can backtest this, right, and then see if how it's performing. So again, as you can see, compared to 66%, we have 142%, and it is consistently, almost consistently outperforming the benchmark, right? And it has generated alpha of 13%. So this is another example. One more thing that we have on our stock screener is stock scores. So we have three scores: quality, value, and momentum. Now, as we are focusing on fundamentals, you can simply use that quality score should be greater than 70. And this quality score considers multiple metrics while calculating the score. We have all the documentation here in the knowledge base. You can use that. And then what you can use is value score should also be greater than above 70. Now, this is a very simple screener, but it involves multiple metrics plus high level of calculation. So we are scoring each stock based on multiple metrics, and then we generate the combined score that is called quality score and value score, right? But this is also can be a very powerful screen. So now you have 225 stocks, right? And as you can see, the names have high quality and value scores. The momentum score will be the high for some names, low for some names, but most of decent businesses can be found out using this very simple screen. So again, you are not using any raw data. This is processed data, right? So this is slightly, even though it looks simple, you are doing a lot more than writing simple conditions like PE and ROE and so on with these two conditions, right? So you can, and you can create your own scores as well. So you can rank companies, you can have percentile assigned to companies, right? So that all those things are possible on this. Now let's look at the slightly more advanced version of the screen, and that is, I think, called improving fundamentals. Yeah. So here, what we are doing is we are comparing uh, current metrics with the past same metrics in the past. Let's say 1 year ago, 2 year ago, we are doing those kind of comparisons, right? So again, this previous period function is for, let's say, what I'm doing right now is I'm comparing operating cash flow with operating cash flow 1 year ago, and it should be higher than 1 year ago. Again, ROCE should be higher than what ROCE was a year ago. Then average of ROCE trailing 12 months. So 3 years average ROCE should be greater than 15. Then again, what I'm doing is comparing net profit margin with a year ago, and it should be higher. So this all metrics are related to fundamental metrics, right? But what I'm doing is I am focusing on those companies which are showing improvements in this fundamental metrics. And these are the companies that we have. So only 6 stocks. This is a very stringent screener. And as you can see, I have created my custom metric as well. So in advanced screening, what you can do is you can use this custom metric. So what I'm doing is institutional holding should also be increasing, right? So FII plus DI holding, I have named it as Insti holding, and then compared it with a year ago. So institutional holding should also increase uh, compared to the previous year. So this is more advanced version of the fundamental screen. So I think we discussed 3-4 examples of fundamental screens, right? And this 6 companies are there. Again, you can quickly analyze the charts. So yeah, for small companies like this, you can avoid, but many of them have decent charts. So this has a decent breakout. Is also a strong chart. This is a weak chart, but the Signity strong chart, like it's consolidating near the high. So again, you can draw simple horizontal line and then breakout, right? So this is the fundamental. These are the examples of fundamental screening. Right. So now what we can do is, if you have any questions till now, you can, I think, so I'll ask in the comment section how the Q&A will work. Or should we keep it like, should I continue and keep Q&A at
Avinash,
the end?
you can take the questions that have been asked now, and then after that we can take it at the end of the session. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start presenting.
Or I guess.
I think technical screeners we are going to analyze. So I'll give you examples of both technicals and technical. Can we? Can you mute everyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can any examples of technical is there? Can we screen FII investment stocks? Yeah, you can. As I showed you, you can create a simple custom metric, or you can just compare FII holdings. That FII holdings right now should be greater than FII holdings, let's say 1 year ago, 2 year ago. Or else, if you want to, let's say, filter stocks that are consistently having like increasing FII holdings, then what you can do is FII holding of right now should be greater than 1 year ago. FII holding of 1 year ago should be greater than 2 year ago. So you can also analyze the continuous trend using the function. Right.
Avinash, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
तो जैसे आपका जो टेक्निकल स्क्रीनर है, एडवांस्ड स्क्रीनर, अगर मेरे को उसमें कोई पैटर्न, चार्ट पैटर्न का बैक टेस्ट करना है, एग्जांपल लेके जैसे डबल बॉटम, तो मैंने देखा कि उसमें आप यूनिवर्स पे तो कर सकते हैं, निफ्टी 50 के स्टॉक्स पे डबल बॉटम लगा लो, लेकिन वो निफ्टी 50 पे डबल बॉटम मान लो कि 40 स्टॉक में लगा, 30 में लगा, लेकिन मेरे को 30 के 30 नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को सिर्फ एक स्टॉक, जैसे वीबीएल में डबल बॉटम पिछले 5 साल में क्या विन रहा है, क्या नहीं रहा है, क्या मैं वैसे टेस्ट कर सकता हूँ?
स्टॉक स्पेसिफिक बैक टेस्टिंग अभी नहीं है। हम मतलब आप क्या कर सकते हो कि वी हैव समथिंग कॉल्ड स्ट्रेटेजी बिल्डर, जहां पे यू कैन लिमिट नंबर ऑफ स्टॉक्स। सो लेट्स से 40 स्टॉक में डबल बॉटम लग रहा है, you can create your double bottom technical screen and then limit, let's say 5 स्टॉक या 10 स्टॉक आप लिमिट कर दे रहे हो कि मैं 10 ही स्टॉक में एंट्री लूंगा बेस्ड ऑन सम अदर फैक्टर। लेट्स से टॉप 10 वैसे स्टॉक जिसका मार्केट कैप सबसे ज्यादा हो या सबसे कम हो, या 1 ईयर या 1 मंथ रिटर्न सबसे ज्यादा हो, वैसा एक कोई एक फैक्टर लगा के आप अपने नंबर ऑफ स्टॉक्स को लिमिट कर
आप
देते हो।
अभी डबल बॉटम का स्क्रीनर का एग्जांपल दिखा सकते हैं, मतलब जब आप एडवांस स्क्रीनर में जाएंगे?
मतलब हमारे पास कुछ रेडीमेड पैटर्न्स है, उसमें डबल बॉटम होगा कि नहीं मुझे आइडिया नहीं, बट मैं टेक्निकल में जाता हूँ तो आप कैसे एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं चार्ट पैटर्न्स का वो मैं दिखा दूंगा। बट टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, ऐसा एक सिंगल स्टॉक पे कोई एक स्क्रीन का, लेट्स से टेक्निकल हो या फंडामेंटल हो, बट वो कंडीशन फुलफिल हो रही है और पर्टिकुलर एक स्टॉक का बैक टेस्टिंग करने वाला
नहीं
एबिलिटी
है।
नहीं है हमारे पास। हाँ,
समझ गया,
पोर्टफोलियो
समझ गया।
बेस्ड बैक टेस्टिंग का एबिलिटी है।
जब आप टेक्निकल स्क्रीनर में जाओगे चार्ट बेस, तो किसी भी चार्ट पैटर्न पे डबल बॉटम या
हाँ,
बुलिश एंगल, फिर जो भी आपके पास अवेलेबल हो उसका एक बार एग्जांपल मेरे को
हम्म,
दिखाएंगे तो दैट बी गुड। थैंक यू।
ठीक है। ठीक है, FII, ठीक है। फॉर नाउ वी हैव ऑल दिस क्वेश्चन, सो आई थिंक वी कैन कंटिन्यू, राइट?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
या, सो share my screen again. So now what we'll do is we'll focus on technical screening. In technical screening, as I mentioned, primary focus will be on price and volume, right? So you can have a screen, let's say close should be greater than exponential moving average of last 21 days, right? And then another condition, or else what I can do is this will give me the stocks where the close is still right now above 21 EMA. If I want to filter those stocks in which close is crossing above 21 EMA, so it becomes a powerful way to filter stocks that are gaining momentum, right? So 21 EMA, then this will give you only those stocks where the EMA, the close is crossing above. If you can see, there are 384 stocks are there, right? So if you apply EMS, you will, right now we have just a chart, right? But if you apply EMS, in this EMA crossovers are happening. So this can be a very basic example of a technical screen, right? And you can also use all these things on the functions that we discussed on, let's say volume as well. So volume should be greater than, let's say, SMA of the volume in last 10 days. You can do that as well. So SMA, our metric now becomes volume of last 10 days. So if I click on run, we have 151 stocks now. So this is a very basic example, right? And then we have this patterns with us. So let's bullish, if I have any bullish pattern with me. So Marubozu is there, I think. Yeah, so 187 stocks are there, right, in bullish Marubozu. So you can look at the charts. So all these are forming bullish Marubozu. Green bar with very low, no, upper wick and lower wick. And then let's say I want to limit my number of stocks to, let's say, first of all, I want to do this analysis only on Nifty 500 stocks, right? And then if I click on run, let's say first how many stocks are there in Nifty 500? Only 3 are there, right? So if I want to backtest this, then it will take a slightly longer time. But again, this what we can do here right now is this rebalancing is quarterly rebalancing, and technical doesn't work on quarter. So let's say we do the weekly rebalancing, right? And let's check slightly longer trend. So let's analyze from 1st June, right? And then I'll rerun the back test with weekly rebalancing. So every week this screener will be there, and let's check how it has performed. So hasn't performed well compared to benchmark, right? So weekly, it's like,
So
or
sorry,
let's say
I have a
past,
question here.
yeah.
So आपने जैसे किया कि आपने वीकली रीबैलेंस किया, लेकिन जब आप सिग्नल देख रहे हैं बुलिश मारू बोजू, आप देख रहे हैं पर डे का। तो
करेक्ट।
अगर मंडे को बुलिश आया लेकिन वो बुलिश पैटर्न ट्यूसडे को ही टूट गया, तो मेरी रीबैलेंसिंग तो फिर भी वीकली होगी, मतलब अगले मंडे को ही होगी। तो नेक्स्ट 3 डेज अगर वो नीचे भी जा रहा है तो इट विल स्टिल शो अप इन द स्क्रीनर बिकॉज वो
करेक्टली,
पहले दिन
मतलब
आया था,
वो,
राइट?
हाँ, क्योंकि आप मतलब वो एक वीक तक उसको होल्ड करोगे। ये
हाँ।
पूरी चीज का अजम्पशन वैसा है कि आप मंडे को स्क्रीन करोगे, राइट, एंड नेक्स्ट मंडे तक आप वो स्टॉक्स होल्ड करोगे। इसीलिए क्योंकि ये डेली स्क्रीनर है, मतलब हमारे पास डेली रीबैलेंसिंग अभी है नहीं। लोएस्ट रीबैलेंसिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी वी हैव इज weekly,
वीकली।
because primarily मतलब there are, we are working on daily part, but most of the portfolio build करने वाली strategies होती है, उसमें what you do is weekly, at least weekly by weekly rebalancing करते हो आप। उसके लिए कैसा है, मतलब this is not the part of this
इसी
session,
सॉरी
but
सॉरी सॉरी इसी स्क्रीन पे जहां पे आप थे वहां पे कोने में आ रहा था, एक आ रहा था शॉर्ट बाय और एक आ रहा था शॉर्ट मीट्रिक बाय। तो इफ यू गो बैक टू द सेम पेज, ये ना एक सॉर्टेड बाय और शॉर्ट मीट्रिक इन दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है जब आप ये यूज कर रहे हो?
ये वैसा है जैसे मार्केट कैप इज ग्रेटर देन 1000 करोड़, राइट। एक सिंपल सा बनाता हूँ मैं। देखो अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, 1 मंथ रिटर्न ले रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे को मेरे नंबर ऑफ स्टॉक्स लिमिट करने हैं, ठीक है। तो मैं 1400 स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट नहीं कर रहा। आई विल बी इन्वेस्टिंग इन 20। आई विल बी इन्वेस्टिंग बाय 1 मंथ रिटर्न। तो यहाँ पे मैं 1 मंथ रिटर्न, अब मैं यहाँ में डायरेक्शन सिलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ बेसिकली, कि मुझे असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में चाहिए या डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में चाहिए, वैसा।
बट
तो
असेंडिंग और डिसेंडिंग से तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा ना, बिकॉज मैं फिर भी 20 ही ले रहा हूँ। वो ऑर्डर इज
नहीं,
नॉट
पर
इम्पोर्टेंट,
20,
फिल्टर इज
नो
इम्पोर्टेंट।
नो, ऑर्डर इज इम्पोर्टेंट बिकॉज राइट नाउ यू आर फोकसिंग ऑन आपको हाईएस्ट
ओके ओके ओके,
1 मंथ रिटर्न हो वैसे भी स्टॉक्स चाहिए, या
yeah,
लोएस्ट हो वैसे चाहिए। यू कैन
हाँ ठीक है
सिलेक्ट
ठीक है, ओके
दिस
गॉट
मैट्रिक्स
इट।
डायरेक्शन।
ओके या गॉट इट,
या
थैंक यू।
या सो लेट्स कंटिन्यू। another technical screen that I can show you is the price shakeout one. So I should have it somewhere else. Yeah. So what are we doing here is we are focusing on those stocks जहाँ पे gap down opening हुई है. So today's open should be less. Today's open should be less than at least by 2% compared to previous close. तो लास्ट क्लोज 100 का है, वी आर फोकसिंग कि जहां पे ओपन 98 पे हुआ हो, एंड देन क्लोज जो है वो प्रीवियस क्लोज के ऊपर हुआ हो। सो इफ द लेट्स से yesterday's close is 100, what we are doing in this screen is simply filtering those stocks that open gap down but recovered well and close about yesterday's close. So this is a good piece, you can add more conditions to here this screen as well. But and again I have added this volume condition as well. So again 10-day SMA के वॉल्यूम के ऊपर होना चाहिए, तो विथ वॉल्यूम रिकवर किया है स्टॉक, right? So there are 8 examples here of this screen. So yeah, this can be like some other members in the form that we shared पूछ रहे थे कि वीकली स्विंग ट्रेडिंग के लिए कैसे स्टॉक ढूंढ सकते हैं आप। डेली यू कैन रन द स्क्रीन एंड देन चेक द चार्ट्स एंड देन फिल्टर आउट कि अगर एकदम लेट्स से उसके रेजिस्टेंस के पास हो रहा है कंसोलिडेशन, then it can be a good chart, right? So जैसे संधार टेक्नोलॉजीज है, वेरी डिसेंट लुकिंग चार्ट, कंसोलिडेशन हो रहा था, यहाँ पे gap down opening हुआ, it recovered really well. So you can analyze this company in detail, or if you are just technical analyst, you can have a testing position there. Then this is Amrut Anjanil again, similar kind of price action is there. So this again is another example of technical screen price checkout guy. Then third screen that I would like to show you is high momentum stocks. So I'll just high momentum stocks. So here we are using multiple technical metrics, and we are also limiting the total number of stocks to 10. You can turn this off and check the results. But what we are doing is RSI above 70, money flow index should be above 70, commodity channel index CCI should be above 110. EMA, the current price should be above 21-day EMA, and 21-day EMA should be above 50-day EMA. So uptrending hona chahiye stock, and market cap again is above 1,000. So we have this 10 stocks here, right? And if I sort them by market cap, look at that chart. तो जहां पे काफी ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग प्राइस एक्शन होगा वैसे स्टॉक्स देखने को मिलेंगे हमें. मतलब ये आदित्य बिरला कैपिटल is giving breakout in a, I think, longer time frame as well. I can show you the capital. So yeah, अगर आप long term time frame लेते हो, if you take weekly chart, then again decent looking chart, right? So this is another example, slightly more advanced, because we are using this. I personally don't use like various types of metrics. I primarily focus on only on price and volume, but we have all this kind of metrics that you can use in your technical screen. And then if I don't limit it to 10, let's say how many stocks do we have? There are 24 stocks, right? So you can find decent ideas from this technical screen, right? And this is ideal for short term. Let's say आप एक week 2 week hold करना चाहते हैं stocks को. This can be a good screen to filter stocks, right?
in this screener आप क्योंकि आपने बनाया है आइडियली जो रीबैलेंसिंग है वो पर्टिकुलरली दिस के लिए इसके लिए वो क्या रखना चाहिए, बिकॉज यू हैव क्रिएटेड दिस स्क्रीनर, यू प्रोबब्ली नो बेटर.
वीकली रख सकते हो आप, मतलब क्योंकि
मतलब अगर मैं लॉन्गर टाइम फ्रेम रखना चाहता हूँ, क्वार्टरली या मंथली या बाई मंथली, लॉन्गर टाइम फ्रेम.
तो मतलब what ideally I would suggest is, so there is something called factor investing, right? So institutions generally करती है कि factor investing का core principle होता है कि you take exposure to a factor. Let's say मैं अगर cheap valuation वाले stocks में invest करता हूँ जिसका PE let's say 20 से कम हो, वैसे ही stocks में मैं invest करता हूँ. I am exposing myself to the value factor. उसके अगेंस्ट मुझे प्रीमियम मिलना चाहिए. That's how factor investing works. In factor investing, it is considered that momentum as a जो factor होता है ना, वो speed में decay होता है. That means अगर आप purely momentum based screen रखोगे ना ऐसे, and अगर आप let's say longer time frame, quarterly या half yearly rebalancing करते हो, you won't get decent returns, because ये सारे stocks अगर आप अभी भी chart देखोगे, these are overstretched names. What you are doing here is आप एक वीक के अंदर और 4-5% रिटर्न बना के निकल जाने का ट्राई कर रहे हो. वैसा मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टॉक्स आर ओवरस्ट्रेच. अभी स्विगी रिकवर कर रहा है, बट जैसे एबी कैपिटल का चार्ट अगर हम देखें तो काफी ज्यादा मूव कर चुका है. दैट इज अ हाई चांस कि नेक्स्ट 6 महीने में वो और यहाँ जाके नीचे आ जाए. तो मोमेंटम, जो प्योर मोमेंटम और टेक्निकल सिग्नल्स होते हैं, उसके बेसिस पे लॉन्गर टाइम फ्रेम पे कभी रीबैलेंस करना एडवाइजेबल नहीं होता है. तो आपको यू शुड एक्सपोज योर इन्वेस्टमेंट स्ट्रेटेजी टू अनदर फैक्टर. क्वालिटी हो गया, वैल्यू हो गया, दैट स्टॉक्स, दैट टाइप ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग में आप कर सकते हो. जैसे वी हैव,
तो आप ये बोल रहे हो कि इस पर्टिकुलर स्क्रीनर के लिए वीकली या बाई वीकली टाइप से ही रहेगा, नॉट मोर देन दैट.
करेक्ट 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 करेक्ट.
लेकिन जब मैंने यही वाला हाँ मतलब मैं
हाँ
आपका लॉजिक
बोल।
समझ गया। लॉजिक यही है कि हाई मोमेंटम मोमेंटम चला जाएगा क्वार्टरली में तक तो नीचे भी आ जाएगा। आई अंडरस्टूड द लॉजिक। बट जब मैंने
करेक्ट
इसी को बैक टेस्ट किया और क्वार्टरली रीबैलेंस में मैंने इसको बैक टेस्ट किया था तो रिजल्ट्स वर वेरी गुड सेम
नहीं,
स्क्रीनर को।
करेक्ट करेक्ट। अब देखो चीज कैसा है, जो बैक टेस्टिंग होता है उसका भी प्राइमरी इशू वही है कि कई बार व्हाट वी ट्राई टू डू इज वी ओवरफिट डेटा, कि अगर ये बैक टेस्ट में अच्छा कर रहा है तो व्हाई नॉट, बट दैट इज नॉट अ साउंड स्ट्रेटेजी टू वर्क ऑन। अगर मतलब वी हैव द इनसाइट की मोमेंटम बेस अभी तक अच्छा किया है, वो कैसा होता है, अभी जैसा पिछले 2 3 या 5 साल में आप लोगे तो इवन मार्केट्स आर मूविंग एट अ वेरी नाइस पेस। बट जब कंसोलिडेटिंग मार्केट्स ऐसा 1 2 साल तक चलते हैं तो देयर विल बी मल्टीपल फॉल्स ब्रेकआउट्स इन कंसोलिडेटिंग फेजेस। तो एडवाइजेबल नहीं होता है। आई एम नॉट टेलिंग कि नहीं काम करेगा, काम कर भी सकता है, जरूरी नहीं है कि मैं बोला नहीं करेगा तो नहीं करेगा, बट वो एडवाइजेबल नहीं है, यू शुडंट डू इट। बाकी यू यू कैन हैव लाइक रिस्क है ना। मैं आपको और एक चीज दिखाता हूँ, जैसे मतलब रिस्क मैनेजमेंट मेजर्स आप यूज कर सकते हो। तो अभी मेरा जो स्क्रीन था हाई मोमेंटम स्टॉक्स, व्हाट यू कैन डू हियर
हाँ
इज
नहीं हाई
मैं
मैंने इसमें मैंने वही 15% का स्टॉप लॉस लगा के किया था जब मैंने टेस्टेड योर
करेक्ट
स्ट्रेटेजी। सो आई पुट द
करेक्ट करेक्ट।
15% स्टॉप लॉस एंड बट आई डिड द क्वार्टरली रीबैलेंस। तो क्वार्टरली रीबैलेंस में इट वाज वेरी गुड। लेकिन एज यू
हाँ
सेड
नहीं, अब हाँ अब यहाँ देखो कि ये बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है, बट लेट्स से पिछले थोड़े महीनों से नहीं अच्छा कर रहा, तो ऑलमोस्ट यू हैव लॉस्ट वेरी हाई गेन्स। अब आपका ये प्रोटेक्ट हो गया होगा बिकॉज यू हैव यूज्ड 15% स्टॉप लॉस। दैट्स व्हाट आई वाज टेलिंग कि देन यू विल हैव टू एनेबल सम रिस्क मैनेजमेंट मेजर्स, क्योंकि आप 3 महीने तक वापस न्यू एंट्री नहीं ले रहे हो तो आपके रिस्क मैनेजमेंट के बेसिस पे एग्जिट मिलते जाएंगे आपको। ठीक है
but
तो
then I think I can probably test it out monthly as well rather than 3 months because as
हाँ
you said it's
करेक्ट
high
करेक्ट।
momentum. So 15%. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a try. Thank you.
ठीक है, now let's focus on Technofunda. For that, we have something called Guru Screens on sharply. So जहाँ पे मतलब इन्वेस्टिंग लेजेंड्स उसके फ्रेमवर्क पे आप स्क्रीन्स एनालाइज कर सकते हो। तो उसका एक स्क्रीन this. Yeah, so here we are using both Techno and Funda. So this is basic example of a Techno Funda screen. Right now, what we are doing is EPS growth we are considering should be greater than 0. EPS should also EPS TTM growth should also be higher than the median. Again, EPS 5-year CAGR should be greater than 2. Now these are technical metrics, right? RSI should be greater than 50. Relative strength index, then difference from 50-week EMA should be greater than 0. So 50-week EMA ka above trade karna chahiye. Price momentum score should be greater than 60. Now this price momentum score, in that we use, I think, yeah, we use multiple matrices. So 1 year return, 6 month return, and difference from 50 to ये तीन का combine करके price momentum score बनता है. So you are using price momentum score. You are also again using quality score should be greater than 60. And this one is interesting. So we also have data of stocks that are covered by analysts. So जो एनालिस्ट का ईपीएस एस्टिमेट था उसको अगर सरप्राइज मिला है, that means the stock has done well than what analysts were expecting. The company has done well, right? So the business basically has surprised analysts as well. So what we are doing using this condition is that we are trying to filter out वैसे स्टॉक्स जहां पे एनालिस्ट के एस्टिमेट से ऊपर कंपनी ने रिपोर्ट किया ईपीएस, right? And then we have 29 stocks. So VEL, Wipro, DLF, DVs, Tech Mahindra, all these good names. Again, आप इसको you can back test it and filter out. You can also limit number of stocks that we have discussed till now. But this is an example of Technofunda. So this first three conditions are for funda part. The rest, this three are for like technical part. Again, this is quality and EPS surprises again related something to fundamental. So this is again a Technofunda screen. Another screener that I can show you is screener based on CANSLIM. So we have two variations of CANSLIM with us. Basically, first, what CANSLIM is. So yeah, this is what CANSLIM is. Right? CANSLIM basically focuses on current quarterly earnings, annual earnings growth, new product services, supply and demand, leader or laggard in the industry. And ये सारी qualitative चीज है, you can quantify using this way. And on our YouTube channel, you will find a complete webinar on this. But we have two versions of CANSLIM. So the basic one here is this. This is again a Technofunda type of thing because we are using 1 year return here as well, right? So first is EPS growth strong होना चाहिए, then promoter holding 1 year return should be greater than, so technically strong होना चाहिए, and FII plus DII holding should be between 5 and 15%, right? And then market cap should be above at least 500 crores. We again have 14 companies. You can backtest and check how the screen is doing. Yeah, so it is doing pretty well compared to benchmark, right? So this again is an example of Technofunda screen. And the third and I think the most complicated example that you are going to see today is this. This is the basically the replication of this. So 25% EPS growth in the most recent quarter. So that is this condition. Then 25% year-on-year EPS growth in at least one quarter a year for 3 years in a row. Now, I don't think you will be able to create this condition in many platforms. There will be one or two more, but you can do that on Sharply. So this 4 quarters represent the last 4 quarters. Then these are 4 quarters before that. These are 4 quarters. So basically 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and in at least one quarter the growth should be higher than 25, right? So these three blocks represent this second condition. Then price should be stronger. So we have a metric called below 52-week high, so it should be less than 15. So price should be in the 15% range of 52-week high. Then average monthly volume is increasing. So this we are using this condition block for that. That average monthly volume should be higher than the last 3 months volumes. And then we currently outperforming almost 80% of the Nifty 750 stocks. So as you can see, our universe is Nifty total market index, that is Nifty 750. And we have used the score function to, the score function to basically filter top 20% stock based on 1 year return. So 1 year return of Nifty 750, all the stocks is considered, and then score should be above 80. So top 20 percentile will get filtered there. Then analyst rating, so total buy rating, we have a metric for that. So total buy rating should be greater than 50. And these are the technical conditions. So this is very comprehensive CANSLIM based screener. And here what you can do is you can replay for, let's say, last 10 days and check. So similar number of stocks. The example that I was talking about that you can use is as a dashboard to check what's the momentum of the market is this. So we have this stocks that have moved 4% or more in a day. Now you can replay this for last 20-30 days and check how the trend of market is going. So yeah, in the last week, most of the days were not really well. So market fell. So this number is low. So momentum was going down. You can use this. And you can check on any day what number of stocks were there from particular industry. You can have this segmentation here as well, right? So you can use this screen as a dashboard as well. That if this number is consistently going down, then the momentum is going away. if the number starts increasing, let's say in continuously 2-3 day uptrend is there, then you can also change this number. Let's say from 4%, I can change this to 3% as well. Then check. Right. So there are multiple ways to use stock screening. And on Sharply, what you can do is you can validate your thesis. आप जब screen बनाते हो, you have an idea based on which आप एक screen बनाते हो. You can validate that idea by back testing, and you can also do intraday screening as well. तो मतलब हम 1 minute तक का time frame भी support करते हैं. Create a new screener. So, and then what I can do is EMA of 21 bars, that's in 15-minute time frame. Process above EMA 50 bars in again 15-minute time frame. तो ऐसा आप लिख सकते हो, and you can combine multiple time frames as well. And आपका वैसा है कि super trend जो है, which is in 5-minute time frame, you want to do this analysis is मतलब close उसके ऊपर मिला हमको, तो close, then you can filter these kind of stocks. So intraday screening be you can do this on Sharply, right? So I think that covers everything, right? We have seen multiple examples of multiple types of screening: fundamental, technical, technofunda, everything. You can use back testing, you can use risk management as well, and there are multiple other things in our strategy builder, but we'll keep this, let's keep a separate masterclass on our strategy builder some other day. Right now in screener, you will find multiple ready-made screener available in this section. So if you are someone new and don't know where to start, you can have this, you can use all these screeners. Now there are examples intraday as well, but all the intraday screeners are published by me so that I can't see, but in your account you will be able to see screens here, right? So you can check all the ready-made available screeners with that are available on Sharply. All the guru screens are also used as a checklist on the stock. So let's say if you go to any stock detail page, all the stock screeners, guru screeners are available as a checklist. So you can do multiple things with your stock screening on Sharply. So I think that's it from my side. Now Sohail will explain something about the focus club we have on Frontpage. So I'll stop sharing my screen.
Yeah, thanks,
So you can
Avinash.
take this.
That was really helpful. So, guys, if you are not aware, actually, we have a club on Frontpage called the Stock and Sectors Screeners Focus Club, right? And it's a space that we have built in collaboration with Sharply, So people along with Sharply are sharing a lot of insights there about output from their screeners. People are sharing their screeners, and basically it's a nice space to share, discuss screeners, get views, get feedback. I'm just sharing my screen with you guys so you can take a look at this community. So it's the stock and sector screeners. And as you can see, yes, so Sharply is sharing some of the setups that come from the screeners. We have other traders and investors doing the same thing here. So please feel free to share your screeners here, get some feedback from the community, share and discuss ideas, ask questions, whatever it may be, because we're looking forward to building more in this space because, screeners are such an important part of the trading and investing journey. So looking forward to having you guys take part in this community and just start getting active. Yeah. That's more or less it from me. Yeah. So whoever, we'll share the recording. I'll be emailing you guys the recording if you guys missed anything. And if you guys have any follow-up questions as well, now would be a good time to ask.
So I have a question, Avinash. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please.
So the question is there a feature where we can sync our existing portfolio?
On Frontpage, no. Avinash, you can
No,
take
on the
it.
Sharply.
Yeah, Avinash, you can take that. 1 second. Avinash?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, what we are going live with that feature on Sharply in next 7 days. So we have already partnered with CAMS and MF Central. So you will be able to sync all your stocks and mutual fund portfolios on Sharply and have a detailed portfolio level insights on both your stocks and MF portfolio. So I'll just check uh, if I have that screenshot available
Which
with me.
brokers are currently in your list?
You will be no. What we are not partnering with brokers. We are partnering with aggregators. So let's say आपके 4 अकाउंट है अलग अलग ब्रोकर के, उसका कंबाइंड होल्डिंग चारों ब्रोकर का सिंक होके
Okay.
मिल जाएगा आपको शार्पली पे. So you
अच्छा.
will be able to check broker wise as well as total overall combined holdings of your all the brokers. And same for mutual funds. Let's say आप coin से invest करते हो, ET money से करते हो, all segregate आपका जो होगा combined consolidated holding आपको मिल जाएगा देखने के लिए. So
Okay.
we have already tested this feature. It's ready. Next एक week के अंदर वो roll out होगा. You will receive an email, और else अगर आप सोशल मीडिया पे हमको फॉलो करते हो या यूट्यूब चैनल पे करते हो, we will announce everywhere that we are going live with this feature. It's a major update roll out for us. So वो अभी बस next 7 से 10 दिन में आ जाएगा.
Okay. And once that integration happens, so rebalancing can be done directly from there. Will there be like in case of small case, will that feature be available in future?
no, अभी जो मतलब स्ट्रेटेजी वाला जो पार्ट है ना, उसमें जो एंड का स्टेप है जो आप बता रहे हो, द लास्ट स्टेप ऑफ डूइंग रीबैलेंसिंग डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द शार्पली ऐप, वो अभी मतलब प्रोग्रेस में. बट उसका वैसा है कि देयर आर मल्टीपल एज केसेस, क्योंकि वी ट्राइड दैट सिस्टम इंटरनली, बट देयर आर वेरियस एज केसेस. लाइक लेट्स से आपको मैं 50,000 के स्टॉक्स सेल करवा रहा हूँ, आप सामने 50,000 के बाय कर रहे हो, बट बीच में कुछ पैसा मार्जिन में फंस जाएगा आपका. तो यू विल नीड टू हैव सम एडिशनल फंड सो दैट ऑल बाइंग एंड सेलिंग गोज थ्रू. इफ दैट डजंट हैपन, देन वो हम हमारे सिस्टम में कैसे कैप्चर करेंगे. तो देयर आर मल्टीपल एज केसेस लाइक दैट. लेट्स आप खरीदते शार्पली का रीबैलेंसिंग यूज करते हो, बट कुछ टेक्निकल चार्ट देखा आपने कि ईएमए के नीचे गिर गया, आपने बेच दिया, एंड देन जब शार्पली से वो सेल करते हो तब आपके पास उसका क्वांटिटी ही नहीं है, देन व्हाट विल हैपन. तो मतलब ये सारे एज केसेस हम इंटरनली अभी सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. तो देयर आर issues with those parts. उसके लिए अभी हमने लाइव नहीं किया. बाकी we have partnered with 4-5 brokers, Angel One, 5 पैसा वगैरह के साथ हमने किया हुआ है. But that feature is not live right now. What you have to do is, आप अगर अपना स्ट्रेटेजी टेस्ट करते हो, उसके बाद you will be able to put it to paper trade. तो एवरी रेट्स आपका मंडे रीबैलेंसिंग होता है, तो मंडे आपको ईमेल व्हाट्सएप वगैरह आ जाएगा, जिसके बेसिस पे आपको मैन्युअली वो ऑर्डर बाय और सेल पंच इन करना पड़ेगा. कि आपको वो लिख के आ जाएगा कि
एग्जिट
आपका जो रीबैलेंसिंग होता है तब बाइंग एंड सेलिंग दोनों का आपको दिखाया जाएगा. मतलब आई कैन शेयर माय स्क्रीन अगेन. आई थिंक समवन इज वेटिंग, बट मिस्टर प्रसाद, जस्ट वेट फॉर अ मिनट. आई रिसॉल्व हिज डाउट्स, सो देन वी कैन. आई विल शेयर माय स्क्रीन अगेन. स्क्रीन इज विजिबल, राइट?
या
हाँ, तो जैसे स्ट्रेटेजीज हैं यहाँ पे, I have this. So in trade logs you will find both buy and sell. जैसे मेरा स्ट्रेटेजी को 16 जून पे रीबैलेंसिंग हुआ है इसका, बेस्ड ऑन माय रीबैलेंसिंग फ्रीक्वेंसी, राइट? सो 16 जून को आई एम आस्क्ड टू बाय, मेरे को इतने नंबर ऑफ स्टॉक्स खरीदने हैं, इतनी प्राइस पे खरीदने हैं, और ये मेरा न्यू एंट्री है. तो वो भी आपको देखने को मिल जाएगा कि आपका एग्जिस्टिंग में आप ऐड कर रहे हो या न्यू एंट्री ले रहे हो. तो न्यू एंट्री मैंने एक ही में लिया है, बाकी सारे एडिशनल परचेज है, और ये सारे स्टॉक में मैं पार्शियल एग्जिट कर रहा हूँ. तो आपको बाय एंड सेल दोनों देखने के लिए मिल जाएगा. उसके पहले 9 जून का है, तो हिंदुस्तान जिंक में न्यू एंट्री है, और बाकी सारे में पार्शियल एग्जिट है, आईओसी में फुल एग्जिट है. तो आपको बाय एंड सेल पर इसके बेसिस पे यू विल हैव टू मैन्युअली बाय एंड सेल इन योर ब्रोकर फॉर नाउ। जो अभी अपडेट होने वाला है उसमें आप अपना पोर्टफोलियो एनालाइज कर पाओगे, बट बाय एंड सेल डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द Shapley प्लेटफॉर्म वोंट बी पॉसिबल फॉर नाउ।
ओके, ठीक, थैंक यू।
या या थैंक्स। या मिस्टर प्रसाद।
Sir, I wanted to ask the question. I was just checking out the stock universes which you have, the ready-made lists. So in that, the Nifty 200 and FNO list is not there. You have Nifty 50, Nifty 100, then directly Nifty 500. Because suppose there are many people who trade in FNO. So if we can filter stocks in FNO, then there should be a ready-made, if you can add, please, a ready-made watch list for FNO stocks. Or Nifty 200 maybe. That will cover the FNO stocks.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'm noting this down. I'll pass on to the technical team.
Yes.
By I think the end of next week we should be able to do this FNO and Nifty 200 because we continuously get a request for new and new indexes. पहले बहुत ही कम इंडेक्स थे, देन अभी हमने काफी सारे ऐड किए।
Yes, yes.
तो हम F&O and Nifty 200 का भी एडिशन कर देंगे। I'll pass this feedback to the tech team.
And another, can I ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So are you planning in future to add any quant strategies or quant methods like plotting the efficient frontier or global minimum variance portfolio or capital market line, security market line, all these?
मतलब अभी कैसा है, एक्चुअली वी आर इन टॉक्स विद सम म्यूचुअल फंड्स जो क्वांट बेस्ड इन्वेस्टिंग करते हैं, तो एफिशिएंट फ्रंटियर वगैरह ड्रॉप हो प्लॉट वैसा सब फीचर्स तो नहीं आएंगे, बट जो हमारा फैक्टर मॉडल करके टूल है वहां पे यू कैन क्रिएट quant based strategies, you can have your own metrics, you can create a totally customizable quant based strategies, and then you can backtest them and analyze the backtest report and so. तो हमारा backtesting report में भी बहुत सारे metrics दिखाते हैं।
हाँ,
इसमें
sorry to interrupt, I'm already a paid subscriber of and I've been using your factor modeling also, and I have made some strategies. So yes, I wanted to request you to, in that performance factor, if you can add 1 week also, means you have in momentum, you have given 1 month, 1 year, 1 year minus 1 month, 6 months and 3 months return. So if you can add this 1 week return or 2 week return also, then for short term investing that is good to have that metric.
But you can create your custom metrics ना, आप 1 week 2 week return का custom metric you will be able to create it easily. I can share, अगर आप Sharply का already member है, you can just simply raise this on community. I'll respond कि आप community पे आप ये सिर्फ raise कर दो कि ये कैसे कर सकते हैं। I'll respond with screenshots there कि 1 week return आप you can create a metric and then use it as a factor in factor model, or you can use it in screener as well.
Because in factor model, I'm not able to see that. I'm only seeing all this absolute return movement. I mean, under that heading, 1 month, 1 year, 1 year minus 1 month, 6 months and 3 months.
नहीं, आप यहाँ से I'll again share my screen then. You can add another factor from custom. So we have this.
Okay.
Yeah. And here you can have, let's say, close divided by, sorry, what? And it is offset by then close, let's say 7 days ago.
Okay.
And then you can multiply it by 100 and percentage आपको मिल जाएगा. So ये आपका 1 week हो गया. वैसे ही 14 दिन का करके, मतलब यहाँ एक्चुअली 5 दिन का लेना पड़ेगा. Trading days होते हैं.
But so that will be displayed there.
Sorry.
That will be displayed here in the.
हाँ, जैसा मैं मान लो कि I'll just check this.
Please check.
तो मैं इसका नाम दे देता हूँ कुछ
5 days return.
1 week.
Okay.
Then I can check on evaluate now. So 1.01, 1.02.
Okay.
what I can do is I can simply close offset by close days into, actually I have to do -1, right? And then
-1, yes.
100. Okay, I also have to take this into bracket. So यहाँ पे bracket.
हाँ. सर पहले बराबर आ रहा था 1.2 वगैरह, वो -1 करने से पहले.
हाँ नहीं अभी आ गया ना, तो ये 1 वीक रिटर्न. हाँ तो ये मेरा 1 वीक करके एक मैट्रिक बन गया, ठीक है, कस्टम में. यहाँ पे उसको चेक भी कर लिया, इट्स वर्किंग फाइन. नाउ इन माय यहाँ पे इट्स विजिबल. तो आपको जो भी दूसरे मैट्रिक ऐड करने हैं.
Okay. Now I got it, sir. And another suggestion was that this thing, relative returns with respect to Nifty only you are giving. Is there an option, because banking stocks, suppose I want to compare to Bank Nifty, then how can I compare for relative return in the factoring?
अगेन उसके लिए आप मतलब यू कैन क्रिएट कस्टम मैट्रिक्स. आप बैंकिंग के रिटर्न के साथ कंपेयर करने का, बैंक निफ्टी का रिटर्न जो है उसका 1 वीक रिटर्न का आप एक कस्टम मैट्रिक बना लो. उसको
क्या है रिलेटिव रिटर्न में विद रिस्पेक्ट टू निफ्टी 50 रेडीमेड दिया है 1 मंथ, 1 ईयर, 6 मंथ, 3 मंथ्स. तो does the user have any like choice of, suppose I am using Bank Nifty as my benchmark, then I am not able to get the ready-made returns for comparison.
ठीक है, आप मतलब हाँ लॉन्ग वाइंडेड प्रोसेस हो जाएगा आपके लिए वो करना. आई एम अगेन नोटिंग दिस डाउन. आई विल पास इट ऑन टू द फाउंडर एंड द टेक टीम. मतलब रिलेटिव.
Usually, sir, what we are doing is that, suppose there is a banking stock, what I am doing is I am comparing to Nifty 50 and Bank Nifty. So if I can add both in the factor modeling, then I can get the shortlisted stocks. And suppose there is a IT stock, then usually what I do, I compare with the Nifty 50 and with the sectoral index, Nifty IT. But this is not available in the factor modeling.
Right. So I have noted it down. So what we can do is maybe we can introduce a function called relative return, where you have the optionality
to subscribe or choose whichever index he wants.
Correct.
And which means at least two he should be able to compare Nifty and Bank Nifty, or Nifty and Nifty IT, or Nifty Auto, like that. Sir, I like your this site very much. Sharply, I am using regularly. It is excellent.
Yeah, and you can keep sharing your feedback in the community. I don't think you are using the community.
Okay. Also, I was not aware of community. That's why.
Yeah, you can go to your profile section and find the community there.
Okay. Yes. Okay. It was good to have a direct talk with you, sir.
Yeah, sure. So we will be happy to connect anytime with you. If you are a proficient user, your feedback are valuable. It will help us improve the platform.
Yes.
Avinash, hi, this is Rajan here. Can I speak for a minute? I just came in with the last moments.
Yeah, Rajan, please.
Yeah,
see, I have been through a lot of screeners, and as of talking to you, I was going through the app, and though the salient features that have been explained by you in the call for the last 1 hour, I didn't attend the call from the beginning. So just want to ask you how different it is from screener or from other similar such apps. What brings the new point of view from your app?
So first is we have the highest quality of data available with us. So I won't take the name of any competitors or anyone, but mostly अगर जैसे acquisition होता है तो acquire Indian company करती है, let's say European counterpart से. यूरोप में जैन टू दिसंबर का फाइनेंशियल ईयर होता है, अपने यहाँ अप्रैल से मार्च का होता है। तो द ईयर इन विच द कंपनी गेट एक्वायर्ड, वो साल का 15 महीने का डेटा दिखता है। बहुत सारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे ऑलमोस्ट 15 महीने का डेटा ही दिखता है। हमारे प्लेटफॉर्म पे, क्योंकि वी हैव पार्टनर्ड विथ रेफिनिटिव विच इज ओन्ड बाय लंदन स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, वो इंटरनेशनल डेटा वेंडर है। सो वी हैव द हाईएस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ डेटा अवेलेबल विथ अस। दूसरा, हमारा जो कस्टमाइजेशन है स्क्रीनर का, where you can create your own metrics, you can use multiple functions। आप मतलब टाइम सीरीज कंपैरिजन कर सकते हो, क्रॉस सेक्शनल कंपैरिजन कर सकते हो। आप वैसा कंपैरिजन कर सकते हो कि कोई एक स्टॉक का इस क्वार्टर का आरओई पिछले वही स्टॉक के सेम पिछले 10 क्वार्टर के आरओई से ज्यादा होना चाहिए, और एल्स वो स्टॉक जो इंडस्ट्री से बिलोंग करता है उसके एवरेज या मीडियन से ज्यादा होना चाहिए। तो
एक्सेल डाउनलोड,
हाँ, तो
एक्सेल डाउनलोड रहेगा ना इसका?
सॉरी,
We can take an Excel download of all this data which you're mentioning right now.
yeah, you can take the fundamental data, आप डाउनलोड भी कर सकते हो।
Excel download, Excel PowerPoint Excel download की बात, Excel की बात कर रहा हूँ। Can the data be downloaded in Excel for comparison purpose?
Yeah, you can do that.
For example, I'd like to stocks below book value for a minute, okay, or stocks below the IPO value. Some stocks have just been, the last 1 year or 2 years, they have been in the IPO mode, and then post IPO, the stocks have fallen down drastically. So do you have a comparison mode wherein I can drill down or take an Excel sheet, Excel download of all the IPO based stocks which were launched last year and their current price versus the IPO price?
आईपीओ रिलेटेड स्पेसिफिक मैट्रिक नहीं होगा, बट लेट्स से आपको एक साल के प्राइस और अभी के प्राइस वैसे कुछ कंपेयर करना है कि पिछले एक साल पहले का जो प्राइस था एंड अभी का प्राइस है, वैसा कुछ। तो
and do you recommend Sharply for intraday trading also? I'm asking you random questions right now because this time is short.
Yeah. You can use. I think I showed intraday screen. If you go through the video, you can do intraday screening as well. But option के लिए नहीं है कुछ. I'll also give a nudge कि option trading के लिए we don't have any tools. For let's say intraday trading, breakouts and everything, we have intraday screening with us as well. अब 1 मिनट टाइम फ्रेम के बार से कर सकते हो लॉन्गर टाइम फ्रेम पे यूज।
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, anything else? I think Ash.
Avinash sir.
Yes,
Prasad. Yeah, I just visited the community section and I'm posting my this ticket also about the same discussion which we had.
Yeah, you can post it. Because in community, all the team members of Sharply will be able to see whatever inputs you are giving. So even the founder is also live on the community. So सीधा founder तक जाएगा आपका input.
Okay, sir.
Rajan, you can use the app for free version भी है. If you want to try it out, we have monthly plans. If you can a referral, I think this is about Frontpage, no? You are talking about Sharply.
Just drop your username, and I'll get you Rajan.
ठीक है, I think we are done.
अविनाश, एक लास्ट क्वेश्चन मैंने अपना हाथ रेस किया था। ये जो हाई मोमेंटम वाला आप मेरे को बता रहे थे, उसमें मेरे को इको हो रहा आवाज। आई थिंक इफ यू कैन म्यूट सुखील। व्हाट आई वाज सेइंग इज स्टॉप लॉस। हाँ, स्टॉप लॉस आप 15 भी लगा सकते हैं, 20 भी लगा सकते हैं, 25 भी लगा सकते हैं, बट आपके बैक टेस्ट में व्हाट इज द आइडियल स्टॉप लॉस रेंज, मे बी नॉट नंबर, व्हिच वर्क्स बेटर?
मतलब there is no specific number as such. Means it totally depends on your risk appetite ना कि आप कितना मतलब that you will have to try and test. मतलब I don't have any specific number in mind. I personally use 10%, 15%, but मतलब I have seen members using 20-30% stop loss क्योंकि 10% में वैसा होता है कि if the stock is very strong in momentum तो मतलब अब एक महीने में 40% अब गया है तो नेक्स्ट 15 दिन में 10% गिरेगा बट उसके बाद वापस 40% चला जाएगा तो इट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन योर स्क्रीनिंग कंडीशन आप कितना कंफर्टेबल हो स्टॉप लॉस से देयर इज नो एग्जैक्ट राइट आंसर फॉर दैट
नहीं आई अंडरस्टैंड राइट आंसर तो नहीं होगा उसमें लेकिन एक कोई रेंज होगा या एक कोई आपके बैक टेस्ट में दिस हैज परफॉर्म्ड बेटर देन द अदर्स एंड ऑब्वियसली आई एम नॉट आस्किंग अ स्पेसिफिक नंबर हाँ कि 10% या 15%.
मतलब it will vary screen to screener ना let's say if I am a quality making quality based screener तो मेरा I can have let's say stricter stop loss क्योंकि I am already buying beaten down names तो मेरे को और stop loss नहीं होगा तो एकदम जैसे क्वालिटी नहीं सॉरी वैल्यू फोकस मेरा है अगर स्क्रीन कि मैं स्टेज 4 स्टॉक्स हो या एकदम गिर रहे हो ज्यादा वैसे में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ तो आई विल हैव वेरी टाइट इफ आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग इन let's say momentum based stocks and if my rebalancing frequency is weekly then I can have let's say 10 let's say 15% वो आपके स्क्रीनिंग वगैरह पे डिपेंड करेगा